What is your vision for an awakened humanity?
Yeah, I think I would add one piece. I'm not sure I think maybe you can get everything out of love and reason, but there's one piece that I would add that does a lot of work that seems, at least conceptually, separable, and that's gratitude. I think there's something about gratitude that heals so much that's wrong with us personally, psychologically. It's just like like if you push far enough in the direction of gratitude, there's so many psychological and ethical errors you can no longer make, right? Like it almost contains everything we mean by love as well. But I mean, you just recognize that. I mean, for virtually anyone, I mean, unless you're literally the least lucky person who's ever lived, there's just so much to be grateful for. I mean, there's so much that is good about even a very ordinary, conflicted, difficult life when you compare it to everything else that is possible, right? And this is where, like, the philosophy of Stoicism is so useful to so many people. I mean, the Stoics often recommend a reflection of just this sort. I mean, you just think about all the terrible things that haven't happened to you, right? And that have happened to somebody else right now, right? And just, there are people who would consider all of their prayers answered if they could just trade places with you right now, even when you're in the midst of something that you consider to be genuinely difficult, right? You've got some problem that really is capturing 100% of your attention. It's like, it's still so much better than so much of what's possible. And on that, when you recognize that, the more you can see your life in those terms, kindness and compassion almost by definition fall out of that. It's like that's synonymous with having compassion for all the people who and all the, beyond people, all the people and conscious beings that have it so much worse than you have it, right? And through just pure luck, right? I mean, it's unearned on some level, right? And it's on that basis that you want to be kind to people because you just don't know. One, in some sense, first of all, you know everyone's going to die. You know everyone's going to lose everything they love and everyone close to them, right? Like, no matter how, it's like we're all united in this circumstance of fundamental impermanence and fragility. So I don't know. It's like we're all moving through life where, most of us, I mean, certainly anyone who has the free attention to listen to a conversation like this and find any of this interesting, that's almost synonymous with having escaped some of the worst, variants of suffering on offer, at least for a significant period of time. And, so we're all just, the sun is continually coming out from behind the clouds, and we're enjoying this moment of sunlight, and then it goes behind the clouds again, and there's lots to struggle through, and then we get these moments of sunlight, and we should be so grateful for these moments, and for all that we have and all that we don't have to suffer. And the only thing that is safeguarding this project collectively that ensures that even the luckiest among us can cooperate with one another and collaborate in an open-ended way and build, and make the future look better than the past. The only tool beyond just the goodwill that wants that project to succeed, the love and kindness and gratitude that would grease those gears, is reason. I mean, all we have is a disposition to talk about facts, to care about facts, to be consistent, to be self-aware of our own ignorance and our own capacity for self-deception and wishful thinking and cognitive bias, to to meet other people. I mean, we've got this circumstance. We've got 8 billion strangers. More like virtually everyone is no matter how many people you know, virtually everyone is a stranger. And all you can do is reason with them from a basic inclination to cooperate and find some future that's compatible with more and more of us, more of the time, leading better lives, right? And so it's like either we're going to recognize that we're all in principle on the same team in the limit and try to solve some increasingly complex coordination problems and build the tools to do that, and or we're going to fail spectacularly at the attempt to do that. And our failure will, it's totally predictable. Our failure will be born of failures of rationality and failures of goodwill, right? I mean, failures of love, failures of kindness, failures of to act in what really is in our own best interest if we could only see it. I mean, the idea that we could ever wind up in a condition that is permanently zero sum is just a crazy illusion given the circumstance we're actually in. I mean, given how good life could be if we just got our heads screwed on straight and cooperated without political division and dogmatism and all of these other these structures that reliably cause conversations to fail. I mean, it's just it really doesn't seem wrong to expect something like a utopia if we could only get over our very basic political and apish disinclinations to cooperate with one another. But reason is the only tool for the job, because it's the only algorithm you can run where even if people don't like each other and are emotionally unavailable, they're resisting playing well with others. Because of its universal characteristics, because you can show people, you can show your enemies that they're not even that they're contradicting themselves, right? It has a capacity to force convergence and really drag people kicking and screaming across the finish line of cooperation, because at bottom, reality has a certain structure. I mean, certain things are true and certain things are false, and certain maps fit the territory better than other maps. And we all, even if we are confused about in the game we're playing, people tend not to like to bump into hard objects in the dark, right? I mean, they want to know where they're going, and so insofar as there are right answers to any questions of importance, reason is the thing that will ensure that we're tracking that. And so, apart from people who are completely psychotic and are completely psychopathic, they're just fundamentally unavailable to any kind of cooperative effort. Reason is the thing that is going to, even in the absence of appropriate love and good feeling, is going to align all of our interests. And so we just, on some level, it's the only game in town.